All
Well,
right.
just rolled over 8 o'clock, so we're perfect.
Okay, cool.
My hair's looking good. Did a quick buzz on the beard. We're good to go.
All right. All right, we are live. We are live on YouTube and back and better than ever. Bit of a hiatus here for the Jeff and Matt show. And I've called this one Build Back Better, MAGA style, because we're going to just hit a cornucopia of issues, I think. Here's what's going to go on. But I'm going to let you, like I said, I'm going to let you start. You threw out a few things that I'm not, uh, I have to admit, don't have a lot of expertise on. So, so what do you want to hit first?
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? Cryptocurrency? Today's the big night for Dogecoin.
Yeah, talk about cryptocurrency. I've been looking at that, thinking about, well, maybe I should put my retirement in that, or what's going on with cryptocurrency.
Now, don't put your retirement in. It's just gambling. You just put what you can afford to lose. If you were going to go to the casino and
Right.
spend $500, then that's what you put in your cryptocurrency right now. Although other people put in a lot more because they had a lot more faith in it. So the Dogecoin, I put in $500 and I put in $1,000. I just kind of let it set, and all of a sudden, man, Elon Musk is just going crazy with this thing, and he's hosting Saturday Night Live tonight. So I didn't check it.
He's hosting
Oh,
Saturday
and
Night
we're
Live on Friday night. What's going on? The world's come
no,
to
this
an
is
end.
Saturday.
No, it's
No,
Friday.
Saturday night. I'm sorry,
Oh, okay.
tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Okay, fair enough.
So, but I was watching his post, and every time he posts, it goes up about 3 or 4 cents or something like that. So
Oh yeah,
yeah, yeah.
it's so
So I bought it less than 6 cents a coin,
right.
and it's over 70 now. So that's like 1,200% return on my money. So that's not too bad.
Right.
Anyway, so crypto's going somewhere. It's kind of like gold or whatever those other things are. But yeah, crypto's going different places.
Right. Yeah. That's the thing is I don't know how to make heads or tails of that people because it's hard for me to put like serious. I mean, resources are limited around here. I guess I would say.
Oh, everywhere.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so for me to put any kind of serious money into something like that, I would have to know exactly how that works.
Mhm.
What? So I mean, even to buy one Bitcoin is like 50, 60 thousand dollars right now, but you can buy partials of it or whatever. I guess from what I
Uh,
understand. Um,
mhm.
and so people say, well, just buy a whatever you can afford, buy a partial of it because it's going to go up. That's what
Right.
that's what the crypto uh, apologists will say about it. And so
Yes.
yeah,
Well, I can cash it out for USD, so if it doesn't matter, it's not about apologists. But yeah, I've got a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of Ethereum,
okay,
and of course, I've been playing with this Dogecoin for a little bit. But anyway,
yeah,
but yeah, it's going up. I
yeah,
mean, I wouldn't put my life savings in there. I wouldn't put my retirement fund in there.
right.
But
Yeah, it's
hey,
kind of fun to. Yeah, that's I.
kind of
Yeah,
fun.
yeah. I did actually download an app that I haven't messed with yet. That I thought, well,
Mhm.
let me throw 300 or 400 bucks in this and let's gamble or whatever.
That's
That's what I
right.
feel like
That's kind of what it is.
that's basically just kind of a real time casino type of deal. And hey, if I double my money, then I'll cash out or whatever. I don't know. Um, yeah, blockchain. I've tried to get my mind around blockchain and Bitcoin and that sort of thing, and again I don't I yeah I just don't have time. I just don't have time or energy or even interest to research it properly. I
Mhm.
really don't. So
Well, the whole blockchain concept is really good because rather than having somebody keeping a ledger for you like a bank, the entire group keeps the ledger,
right,
right? Of who's got the blockchain. But the blockchain accounts are anonymous because they're just like I'm going to use a generality. It's kind of like a Swiss account where it's just by number. So you can buy a Bitcoin or a partial Bitcoin and put it on a USB drive, and then someday you can plug it back in and see what it's worth or whatever.
right. Yeah, that still doesn't completely make sense to me. Like, you can download this currency, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's strange. It's
Now they're taking it to a new level now where you can tie up that currency into and you can get about 6% interest on it.
yeah,
So you can get people to pay you interest on your Bitcoin if you tie your Bitcoin into them. So there's a lot of different things going on. Everybody's looking for a way to make money on it, right?
yeah,
So there's all these different ideas.
right.
And
Well, and
it's
that's
interesting to figure out the ideas.
yeah. Well, so the big thing that's confusing to me is how that ties into um to real goods. So in other words, if the zombie apocalypse happened, my considered guess is that Bitcoin wouldn't be worth a whole hell of a lot, because everybody would be looking for a loaf of bread, right?
Right.
And that's, and so that's why gold makes sense to me, because it's tied to something physical that you can actually, trade. But 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 currency is always a represent. That's the thing I don't think a lot of people understand, that I think I at least understand about currency and that sort of thing is, it's got to be tied to something real. So in other words, it represents, okay, so this dollar I'm giving you represents, part of my farm. Some of the land that I own, some of the so to go back a few
Sure.
centuries. That's, this promissory note is to say, hey, I'm going to use some of your stuff. I'm going to borrow your plow for a certain
Mm-hmm.
amount of time so I can till my field, and I'm going to give you a promissory note that's based on 50 sheep, and if I don't pay you back this promissory note in some way, shape, manner, or form, then you can take my 50 sheep, right?
Right.
Uh,
Well,
uh,
it's kind of the basics started, right?
yeah,
But nowadays, realistically, the currency is the same as Bitcoin. And all it is a piece of paper that says it's worth something.
right,
Bitcoin is something digital that says it's worth something,
right.
right? And other countries, and I'm going to bring up China right away because you love China,
I love it.
is that China already moved to publishing their own digital currency.
Mm-hmm.
The bank I deal with in China, the Chinese Merchants Bank, was the first bank to do that.
Okay.
So you buy, you can transfer your money into digital currency in China, then you can use it anywhere in China like that, either on your phone or however you want to do it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, well, I can do that with my credit card, but you can do it with your credit card. But your credit card is actually going through a clearinghouse and the credit card company and all these other things. Where with like the Bank of China, it's going directly back to the Bank of China as it's clearing that direction, right? As digital currency.
Yeah.
And the thing you can buy now, I mean, Elon Musk came through and said, hey, you can buy a new Tesla using Bitcoin if you want. In
Yep.
fact, Tesla showed a whole bunch of profit. And I'm not going to quote a number just because I can't recall it right offhand.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of the number that they quoted for their profits this quarter were tied to Bitcoin profits because he bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, right?
Right.
What Tesla bought $1 billion worth of Bitcoin, and of course it went up, so he's got some profits there.
Sure.
And so there's a lot of that. And then of course he does other things. He didn't really make a lot of money on cars. He made a lot of money on Bitcoin and selling emissions credits to other manufacturers that don't want to get on board with electric. But that's a whole nother. Now we're off on a crazy topic.
Yeah, yeah. Well, right. Yeah, the way. Well, Elon. Yeah, I mean, obviously, Elon is a genius. How he directs that genius, I sometimes question. Being a more common sense on the ground type of guy. But again, that's my ultimate question about any type of currency is, okay, let's say, nuclear holocaust happens, the zombie apocalypse. All right. What's that going to get me if that happens? Right? Is that going to get me a loaf of bread? Is that going to get me
No.
yeah. That's what I
But neither is your or what you say you have in the bank either. It's not going to get you anything either,
Right,
right?
right. Well,
It's
and
going to,
that
it's going to be what you have at your home, right? That you can barter or sell or trade,
right,
right? I
right.
mean,
And so that's what worries. That's I mean, even with the U.S. dollar, that's what worries me about the U.S. dollar is it's not tied to anything real. At the end
right.
at the end of the day, if me and my family are starving, you could you know truck over $1 million in U.S. currency. That's not going to help me. I need a loaf of
No.
bread. I need meat.
Mhm.
So that's what I worry about when it comes to currency, and that's where the disconnect between say me and somebody like Elon Musk comes is like, hey, that's before I'm going to do anything like that, that's where I've got to that's where you got to tie things because I
So
think
it's really funny with you because you have such, we know each other for a long time, right? So
sure,
you have so many close ties to like farm life and things that are tangible, and I get
right,
that, right?
yep,
I feel that way. But both of us are city dwellers now,
yep,
right?
yep,
And all of our assets are tied up in our home and the few things we have in our home and our bank accounts, right?
yep,
And
yep,
actually, the promise of our employment of how much we're going to make over the next 2, 3, 5, 20 years, depending on how much we've mortgaged ourselves out or borrowed money against, right?
yep.
It's a crazy situation with the way we do business and our lifestyle in the United States. It's completely different than most places in the world.
Yeah. Well, and that's where, you know, yeah. Again, if something catastrophic were to happen, and I'm a good shot, and there's a bunch of Canada geese around here, and I know where the Canada geese are, and I get my shotgun out and I go kill 300 Canada geese. Guess what? I'm the new king of the hill.
That's right. You can buy, sell, and trade them or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you need
So
gas for your truck. A couple of geese will fill up part of your tank anyway.
right. Yeah. So I don't know. That's interesting stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And but I like to gamble too. So if
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants to, if there's this Bitcoin thing, I install this app and I throw $500 in it and I say, okay, I'm gonna put $50. Let's see what happens. Oh, it goes, it goes up. I made $50. I'm gonna cash out. And then I throw 50
Mm-hmm.
bucks in there and I lose it. Okay. All right. Well, there's
Mm-hmm.
what that's what it feels like. It's a casino. Um
It's like a casino, yeah.
yeah.
But realistically, all these money markets and all the stock market and all the other things, I know everybody says, oh, you have to look at the company, you have to look at their profits. You know, that's not what people do. There might be the few investors that do that,
Mm,
but I'm going to say they're the small side of investing. I'm going
yeah.
to say that most people just play casino, right?
Well, yeah, you
They
certainly have
follow the trends, they play the
yeah,
casino.
you've got your day traders and you've got your hedge fund guys who know how to work all that and make money off of it. But
Right.
but then for the my guess is I could be wrong about this. I'm you know I'm just not aware of where all this is. But for instance, you start a 401k and those investments are spread over a mutual fund. But those investments are tied to real assets. They're tied to the value of a company who is producing real goods, right?
Sure.
So, for instance, if I invest, back in the '90s, if I invested in Intel at $5 a share, um, I'm sitting, and I bought whatever 1,000 shares.
Mhm.
I'm sitting pretty today because Intel produced this product that was worth something to somebody. See,
Right.
and that's how markets should work.
So I'll give you an example. All right. I
Mm,
bought $500 worth of Dogecoin, which is a meme coin that has nothing tied to it, no assets whatsoever. It's a meme coin.
Okay.
It was made as a joke. All right.
Right.
About $500. That $500 is worth $6,000 today.
Yeah.
So,
see, that's
you know what I say? I should have bought $5,000 worth of it.
Right.
Right.
Right. But that's
$500
just
I can gamble. Right?
yeah. But that just makes my that's such a gut kick to me because that so I mean, good for you. I mean, not taking anything away from you. I'm glad.
Well, let's take it another way. Is that meme coin now?
Yeah.
The value of the coins put together, right, is worth more than the value of all the GM stock put together.
Yeah, I mean,
how crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's
just crazy.
Right. That doesn't make any sense because again, I mean, so GM can at least tie its value to automobiles, these physical things that we use that people want.
Right, machinery, factories.
Right.
Yeah, all those things.
Yeah.
This meme coin has nothing like that. Has nothing to back it up whatsoever.
Yeah.
And it's more valuable.
I don't know.
Society. Yeah. So what we do is, guys like you and me, what are we going to do? We're going to invest in the thing that we get the most return on investment for.
Sure.
Which might be the meme coin, which may end up being basically, and I'm going to use a weird term, but you'll get the idea. It's like a pyramid scheme that all of us keep kind of poking each other, and we keep getting closer to the top. And you don't want to bail out too early because you want to maximize your profits, but at the same time, you're going to have to bail out because you don't want to lose.
Right.
Somebody else
is
going to lose.
Oh, okay. So I mean
coins are a zero-sum game, right?
Right. Yep. Yeah. Well, see, that's what does it. That's what still. So that's helpful because what doesn't make sense to me is something like this meme coin. How do you get something like that started? So say you and I, we're gonna have the Jeff and Matt show meme coin.
Let's do it.
Okay. So but how do you get that off the ground? How do you say?
I really don't know.
Yeah, that's where the disconnect is for me with meme coin, Bitcoin, all that stuff is it's not based on anything real like an automobile, right? Where you invest in GM, they're going to sell automobile. Right.
Yeah.
So how do you get something like that off the ground? And get people to say, okay, let's do this pyramid scheme thing, some of us.
It's not a pyramid scheme. It's a coin. Okay. I use that term, but it's like very loosely. Okay.
Okay. All right. No, I get it, but how do these guys get that off the ground? How do they get this going? How do they get a guy like Elon Musk buying billions of dollars worth of it?
You and I need to look into this. This is
okay.
This is something you and I need to look into. Right?
Okay.
I think there's an opportunity for both of us.
Maybe so. I mean, so long as everything holds together. But you're right. So it's just a situation where this is tied to this is it's fake. There's nothing real tied to any of this. And so let's say the COVID pandemic was like, going to kill 80% of the population of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, hey, hello, the Jeff and Matt coin really doesn't matter anymore.
No.
So
a lot of things don't matter at that point, though.
Right, 100%. So yeah, that's the part that freaks me out about it. It's not attached to anything real, and that's true for pretty much currency worldwide in a lot of ways. I mean,
right.
I'm
not worried about that because I already got my shot, so I'm not worried.
Good. Well, good deal.
I'm protected.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you should be able to go anywhere, do anything without masks or anything else. Okay, so maybe that segues into.
I still wear my mask.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So all right, that's going to segue very well into into probably my first topic, which is COVID and what I consider to be pretty much nonsensical, unscientific approaches of the administration, the CDC. I'm not sure if you had time to read that Atlantic article.
I
The
did.
the Atlantic is
Yep.
no right wing rag. That is, the Atlantic is very left wing. Um,
Mhm.
but again, we talked about this in the past, where the government rests like again the Patriot Act is a perfect example of that, promulgated by a Republican, George W. Bush, who I still hold some monicum of admiration for, but not much, because he put forth the Patriot Act, which still violates civil liberties in the United States in untold ways.
Are
That
you going off another tangent, or are we going to talk about
No,
COVID?
we're going to talk about COVID, but what I'm
You're up on
talking
George
no,
Bush,
what I'm talking
Patriot.
no, but what I'm talking about is government control over the people. And when government enacts certain uh, executive functions, what historically has been true is those executive functions are very difficult for the government to pull back from. To say, okay, hey, we're telling everybody to wear masks just for a while until we get this thing under control, and then you can go back and you don't have to wear masks anymore. Uh,
Uh,
but but what we're finding is that men, particularly like Anthony Fauci, are talking about, hey, you know, even if you're vaccinated, you should still be wearing your mask.
right.
Um, that's not supported by any scientific data that I'm aware of.
Well, I'll look at it this way. Okay, I'm vaccinated.
Yep.
Had both shots. I'm like 4 or 5 weeks actually into having my second shot. So I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty superhuman at this point, a lot better
Yep.
than a lot of other people, right?
Sure.
But I still wear my mask. You know why? Because even though I got vaccination, it's not 100% foolproof. It's like wearing a condom. People still get pregnant, right?
Yeah,
So
but
I
you're
can still get it. I'm probably not going to die from it, but I can still get it and I can still spread it. So I still wear a mask. What's
right,
wrong with
but you're
that?
not. But you're doing that based on. So, for instance, any financial advisor would tell you, hey, you know, if you're 20 to 30 years old, you don't want to start pouring a bunch of money into a life insurance policy. Put a little bit in, but don't pour a bunch in there like you're going to get hit by a bus the next day. See, that
Mhm.
kind that so not trying to be too aggressive or offensive here, but 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 the chances of you getting or spreading the disease after you've been vaccinated are it's
Oh, they're small,
statistically
tiny,
zero. You have a better you
simply
have a
zero.
you have a better chance of getting hit by a bus or hit by
Mhm.
lightning, than
Mhm.
contracting or spreading the
But you
disease.
know what? When I walk up to somebody on the street and I've got my mask on, nobody shuns me. You know that? I don't get shunned.
Oh, is that what
People
you're?
that don't have a mask on, we know exactly who you are, right? And I'm gonna give you
Oh,
it's kind of funny. It's like I'll go back to the '80s.
okay.
Back in the '80s, we had HIV and AIDS, and all the evangelicals jumped on the bandwagon and says, "Oh, it doesn't affect us. We don't really care because we don't have any gays because it's a gay disease." Okay, you know what? I'm kind of in the same mode right now with this disease. Is that the 30% of non-vaccine or the vaccine haters or whatever they are? Let them go live in their life, and I'm going to shun them, and I'm going to live with the vaccinated people, and we're going to be healthier, and you guys go do whatever you guys do. Okay.
Mm.
Now it's kind of an equating of different lifestyles, right? The gays have a lifestyle that spread a disease. The people that don't take the vaccine and don't wear masks have a lifestyle that spread a disease. So you guys go live in your lifestyle. It's okay. It's your lifestyle. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm going to go live in my lifestyle. How's that equate for you?
Well, so but all right. So
It's kind of extremes, I know, but people die on both sides, right? Both extremes, people die,
okay. So
right?
I'm not sure I'm completely tracking with the analogy to AIDS, but 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 what it sounds like to me is, and I'm remiss to quote or rephrase or uh, recapitulate what Senator Rand Paul accused Anthony Fauci of, which is theatrics. That's basically what you're doing. So you don't want to be
Okay.
shunned. You don't want to be shunned. So you wear a mask. So it's
No,
it's theater.
sure. Well, it's not theater. It's showing that I care about the other person, right? And the other person cares about me because they have a mask on. Now, we may both talk with each other with our masks on and find out that we both have had our shots. But you know what? That means we have something in common, right? That we both respect each other in this civilization, right? If I walk up to somebody in the grocery store, if I can even get in the grocery store without a mask, first of all, but if I walk into somebody with my no mask in a grocery store, the first thing they're going to think is, this guy doesn't give a shit. And the second thing they're going to think is, Trumper. So you know what? We need to segregate society. Those 30% of people need to go up in their own world and live in that world. They can go in that Trump syndrome, and the rest of us will live in our world.
Okay.
And respect each other.
Well, but okay. So for instance, why on what data would somebody? So say for instance, you were to walk into what's that huge grocery store you guys have down that's so awesome? You walk around. What's it called? Jungle Gyms.
Jungle Gyms.
Let's say you walk into Jungle Gyms with no mask.
Can't do it.
Okay, hang
Not
on.
allowed.
No, hang on. You're vaccinated. The scientific data says that the chances of you contracting or spreading the disease are so minuscule that you can compare it to getting hit by a bus or by lightning. It's a
I get all that.
Okay, no. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point.
Okay.
And some person who doesn't have access or hasn't accessed the information that's out there on the disease is offended and says and shuns you and marks you as a Trumper. Now, who is that on? Is that on you or on them? Because I would say it's on them to get informed about what the scientific data is concerning this thing.
What? We could say it's on them, but they don't know me. They don't know where I'm at in life. They don't know whether I've got the shot or not. They don't know if I'm just a prick that just wants to walk around without a mask or whatever. They don't know.
Right.
But if I walk into gyms and I've got my mask on,
and so you are taking responsibility for their assumptions. Is that what you're doing?
I'm taking responsibility for myself.
No, you're not. Because when you behave based on your anticipated assumptions of how others are going to perceive you, that's not on you. If you live your life that way, there's plenty of people out there that will put.
So let's get rid of the mask. Let's talk about pants. I don't like to wear pants. All right. But every time I go to Jungle Gyms, when I leave the house, I wear pants. All right? So if I show up to Jungle Gyms with no pants,
okay,
people are going to
now you're right? Oh man, you're bringing up a great point right here. Okay. So wearing pants is a societal norm.
Right. Whoa. Not my societal norm. I don't like to wear pants.
Not yours.
My societal norm.
Right. Yeah. 100%. So if you are a person who says, okay, I'm not going to wear pants, I don't care what the societal norms are, then you're going to have a very difficult time operating in society. You're proposing that masks, so what you're saying is that masks should become a societal norm. Is that what you're saying?
What I'm saying is that masks are a societal norm right now.
No.
Get over it. This thing is not going away in a couple of months. We're not going to reach herd immunity. This is going to be years that we have to wear masks, okay? Get over it. It's just like pants, okay? That's what I'm telling you.
Yeah, right. So you're illustrating the point. Once government wrests control over a situation, guess what? We're wearing masks for years. Why? Not based on anything scientific. Not any scientific data whatsoever. Not based on any tradition or societal norm that we've held for decades and decades and decades. You're introducing a new societal norm based on nothing that says if you go out in public without a mask on, you're a prick and you're a Trump supporter and you ought to be shunned.
You're one of those.
Yep.
Yeah. So
boom, guilty right here. I'm one of those. One of those. Guess who would I've never worn a mask. Never.
I know. That's why I bring this up.
Okay.
Because you and I are.
Yep. So I'm a prick and a Trump supporter and an insurgent, and I am just like somebody who won't wear pants out in public.
No, you're not.
Okay. So
I would not wear pants. I've done that. Okay. But anyway.
All right.
So this back to what we're saying is,
okay.
It's about respecting other people. It's not just about your personal human rights. It's about everybody's human rights and what's best for society. The government is not telling me as a business owner that I can't have people come in here without a mask or with a mask, right? Or with or without a mask. I have a small business here at my place. I can have people come in and out as they want to, all right? I've been to small businesses already. I went up to my mower shop here around the corner because I had my mower serviced. And when I walked in there, they all looked at me like I had an extra eye in the middle of my forehead because I walked in with a mask. And they're like, ha, 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 I can't believe that you're actually wearing a mask. You know what? You know what I told them? I'm wearing the mask for you, not for me. And you know what? I kept the mask on the whole time I was in there, did business with them, came out. And you know what? I'll go back and do business with them again. It didn't make any difference to me what their choices are. It's about my choice. Okay?
Yeah, well,
the government isn't mandating that people wear masks in businesses. It's up to the business to do this, what they want to do.
Well, all right. So we can talk about that a little bit. I like.
They did mandate before. My governor mandated that they had to wear masks, and that we did. We closed schools, we closed businesses. We did all kinds of things. But pretty much everything's opened up right now. I mean, almost in all 50
Yeah,
states.
well, I would say if you want to continue with the mask thing, that is your personal choice. That's 100% your personal choice. I would say that businesses who continue to mandate masking ought to be regulated by the government to say that no, you can't do that.
Why?
Because
I require a shirt. I require shoes.
Because private businesses should not be allowed to violate the Constitution. Private businesses should. I said private. Private businesses should not be allowed to violate the Constitution of the United States. Period. End of story.
It's not violating the Constitution.
It is.
If I invite you in my home and I expect a mask, you're going to wear a mask. If I invite you in my business, because it's a private entity, right? It's not owned by the government. It may be regulated in parts by the government, as mine is, but it's not.
No, I wouldn't say. I would not.
Anything I want.
Right. I would make a distinction between private homes and private businesses. Businesses.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I got a green shirt on today.
Yeah.
What if I say today's Green Shirt Day? You can't come in my business unless you wear a green shirt.
Okay. Well, what if I say that if you're black, you can't come into my business?
Now you're going to make me think, aren't you?
Okay. Yep. Exact same thing.
That's different.
No, it's not. How?
So the difference between a green shirt and being black isn't different?
Nope. It's an extra. It's your skin. You're just putting another skin over your skin.
but you're still a human being. But if you're black and you got a green shirt on, you can come in. But you're saying if you're black and you have any color shirt on, you can't come in.
Yep.
Yeah, that wouldn't fly at my business.
Nope. Wouldn't fly at my business either. And I think the government should outlaw that, and they have.
Then they have.
Yep. The government
Well,
should.
they
The
haven't
government should
because I
outlaw.
know,
The
you know
government
what?
should outlaw businesses violating our Constitution. That includes social media platforms. That includes private
Oh, here we go.
businesses, etc., etc. They should not be violating
Wait a
our
second.
Constitution.
What if I wanted somebody to make a cake for my gay husband and I?
That's different. Because now,
Oh, that's different.
yep.
Here we
Because
go.
now you're talking
But
about.
we're both
Now
wearing
you're talking.
green
Now
and we're
you're
both
talking.
black.
Because now you're talking about somebody participating in something that's immoral. Because homosexual.
Oh, here we go.
Yep,
Here we go.
homosexuality is
None of your
immoral.
business what we participate in.
See,
I'm presenting myself whenever.
Right. You see how I do this? I always bring stuff back to first principles. Because being black, wearing a green shirt, wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, none of that is immoral. Being gay is immoral.
No, you're putting your morality on everybody else.
Okay. So,
if I said
okay. So,
wearing a
all right.
mask is
Whoa.
you would say
Hold on.
okay.
I'm putting my morality on everybody else.
Yep.
Is it legal or illegal for me to get my gun out and go down the street and just shoot my neighbor indiscriminately?
We were talking about gay.
No. Back
How
up.
about murder?
No.
It's a,
Okay, so
this
so
is, you're
you're
stretching
no.
What?
You're imposing your morality on me because I want to get my gun out and go down the street and shoot my neighbor. Now you're
That's about
imposing.
taking the rights away from your neighbor of even having a
Yeah.
human life.
Uh-huh.
But you know what? Your neighbor, if you shoot him because he has a husband or she has a wife, that is illegal for sure.
And it's immoral, is it not? And you are imposing your moral system on me. I say that if I've got gay neighbors, I should be able to go over there and shoot them.
Murder is not.
You're
imposing
your morality on me. You're imposing your morality.
Christianity on me.
No.
Doesn't matter what religion you come from. Murder is against the law. Period.
No, I'm not. Did I bring up religion? I didn't bring up religion.
You said morality. That's where you're from.
Yeah.
Morality, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here's something that people don't get their minds around. Here's something people don't get their minds.
You're gonna go.
Every law that is on the books in the United States is an imposition of morality. Every one.
Right.
Name one that's not.
Okay. I'm going to think about it for a second. We're going to take a 2-minute break.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
Let's do this thing.
All right. We're going good today. I'll be right back. There he is. You needed a short pause too, huh? Oh, don't have your ears on. There you go. Let me do that too.
Yeah. And you're, yeah. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Well, not just for me. Okay. Right. Which, all right. So now, I mean, now we're getting, I love this. I love taking things back to first principles. So again, let's broaden this out. Every law we have in the United States has to do with morality. And I would challenge you to name one law that doesn't have to do with morality. No, they don't. Because the financial laws are, yeah, because the financial laws are there. So Bernie Madoff can't steal billions of people's retirement funds and enrich himself. That's immoral. That is wrong to do that. We have laws against that. It is immoral for you to get, hang on, let me finish. It is immoral for you, and this happened all through the 80s. That's why I love that movie Wall Street. It's one of my favorite movies. It is immoral for you to get insider information so you can enrich yourself at the expense of others. That's okay. You tell me. He's burning in hell right now, probably. Okay. He defrauded several thousand people out of billions of dollars. Yep. Yeah. Well, okay. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sure. Hmm. Okay. Sure. Okay. Well, all right. So you're talking about blind faith, right? Versus, well, he was right. So it I mean, again, I agree you can be swindled, right? You know, somebody who invested with Bernie Madoff may have done the research, may have, you know, hey, this looks like a completely sound investment. Looks like you know, they could have. Yep, yep, yep. They right. Yep, and it could have turned out to go bad. Um, I will acquiesce to that point. I have faith. My faith is based on research, data, philosophical understandings, theological understandings, this sort of thing. Yeah. No, it's not. Nah. No. My faith is based on data. Okay. So let's just bracket that off for a second. All right. Yeah, because we're really gonna chase a rabbit hole there. Uh, Keep in mind, you know, I was, I mean, you know, your Uncle Keith and Aunt Joy raised me in a largely secular household. All right. And you know, that's not to their shame. It's just how it was. I became a Christian when I was in college, and I decided to be a pastor of an evangelical church. I lost my faith for about 10 years, and then I was like, I'm ready to be an atheist. And then I read Richard Dawkins' God Delusion, and I'm like, this is just another religion. It's just another religion, and I'm not going to sign on to another religion. And I began to think about that, and I thought, okay, everybody's religious. Everybody has a religion of some sort. Let let so here's the thing. Here's what really just struck me in that sense was um being agnostic is a bullshit position. Because if you can't figure out if there's a God or not, you better get that shit figured out real quick. You better get that figured out. If you want to be an atheist, okay, fine. I respect that. Defend that position best you can. Okay. But agnostic, don't buy it. You better get figured out whether or not there's a God or not. And if there's a God, you better figure out what that God wants and who he is. And so that was the challenge I was met with. And when I said, okay, well, if that's the challenge I met with, I believe there's a God. Who is he? What does he want? And it led me to faith. Okay. So now that's pretty. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's right. Yeah. Well, and the thing of it is, our our laws are wise enough to ferret guys like Bernie Madoff out as immoral. Okay, so right. Well, so that's true. But where the separation of church and state comes is that the government is not going to tell you what religion you should hold. They're not going to tell you that. They're going to leave that up to your personal decision making. They're not going to say, okay, you should be a Protestant, you should be a Catholic. Okay. Okay. Mm-hmm. Right. They're so all right. So well, they're okay. So our the laws in our country are based largely on natural law. That's largely what our laws are based on. Okay. Well, yeah, no, that's absolutely correct. That's absolutely correct. Because the without exception, me taking my shotgun out and going down the street and killing my neighbor is wrong in pretty much every circumstance, no matter where you live. Right. Okay. So that's what is that's a crass way of illustrating natural law. Okay. So our laws, generally speaking, not all of them, are based on natural law. Yeah. And the best way you can get to this from a secular perspective. So in other words, say you're an atheist, right? How do you get to morality from an atheist perspective without God telling you, okay, here's the 10 Commandments. This is how you should live. Okay, how do you get to a foundation of morality without that? Well, the prevailing the prevailing philosophical approach to that is what they call correspondence theory. So in other words, if I'm standing on the top of a building and I jump off of there, I'm gonna die. That's natural law. That's correspondence theory. Right. So correspondence theory is really a newfangled term for what Thomas Aquinas termed as natural law. So in other words, all right, I'm just gonna get crass here. When a man takes his erected penis and sticks it in the anus of another man, okay, that's not healthy. That's not healthy for the man who is receiving that situation. Okay, go ahead. They not it is my business because okay, no. Mhm. Okay. Right. All right. So, all right. Okay. All right. Ultimately, marriage, love relationships, if they're going to be if they're going to be called, those types of relationships have to consummate in a sexual act. Otherwise, they're just friendships. Okay, so if you know, what's that? No, no, no. Marriage is not a very good friendship. Marriage is a very good friend. Okay, I agree with that, but it is consummated and defined by the sexual relationship. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So you and your wife have no marriage anymore because you don't have that? No. You guys have the best friendship in the world. You have this relationship, this bonding that really puts you together. It's not about whether your dick is there, it's about whether your mind is there. You need to get your mind out of the gutter and think about your mind with melting with another mind.
Um, but how did that relationship begin?
You know what? There's a lot of people that met the person that never could have that relationship, but they still have that relationship.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
and so if
You're not gonna call them out.
I am perfectly fine with two men who want to be friends forever. You know,
Okay.
getting together and hey, we're gonna be friends forever. We're not gonna have a sexual relationship.
And they're gonna hold hands, they're gonna kiss, they're gonna do the things that they can do, but maybe they don't have a sexual relationship. I'll give you an example. I've got another friend that's gay. Obviously, his partner is gay, but they're both tops. Neither one of them is the bottom. You've probably heard this reference before. So they don't have sex together. It's just not their thing. It's like it doesn't match because they're both tops. Neither one of them is the bottom. So they have sex with other people, but they still have the deepest relationship. They have everything together, right? But they don't have that one certain thing that you think is the most important that brings them together as human beings. But I'm just telling you that there's more to life than that one simple thing that you're talking about.
Um, so why are they having sex with other people if there's so why not just be
Pleasure, pleasure. Why not pleasure? Why not have pleasure with each other? Invite another person in, have pleasure with them. But you're both tops, so you invite a bottom in to have pleasure. That's your thing. That's what they do. But you know what? They're still a couple. They still share everything. They still love each other. They still care about each other. So why can you judge them that because they don't do it to each other that it's something weird, right? You've got to open your mind. I know that you're very stuck on your ways, your beliefs, but I'm just telling you that other people have different beliefs and they're wonderful people and they treat each other wonderfully.
okay, so that that experience might be what I would call anecdotal, but let's back it up for a second.
And,
Let's okay.
yeah, they're anecdotal and statistically, what's the other word?
Insignificant.
Insignificant.
Yep.
The Tims, I've used that a couple of
Let's
times on my Facebook posts with friends, just because you've used it so many times on me. But that's okay. It's just my experiences. It doesn't matter. Go on.
no, no, it does not that not that it doesn't matter, but we can we can delve into that in a second. Um, let's say what I love to do is go around and shoot go around with my shotgun and kill all the gay people that I know in my neighborhood. That's what
Wait
makes
a
me
second.
happy.
We already said murder. It doesn't matter if you're gay or straight or whatever you are, whichever religion. We've already said that we don't kill people. So
Okay.
you can't take it to
Right. No,
you want to.
but I'm backing you up to that commandment. So in other words, what's
But
interesting
thou
about
shalt not kill is one commandment, but thou shalt not have sex with somebody is not a commandment.
it is
Well, which commandment?
sixth in my religion.
Sixth. What is it?
Thou shall not commit adultery.
But adultery is like adultery is sex with another person. It's not sex with the person that you love and that you're committed to, right?
No, thou shalt not commit adultery means
I'm
that
cutting hair. I don't mean to do this to you. But
adultery is thou shalt not commit adultery means that you will not have any sexual relations with anybody outside of the bonds of marriage.
okay, that's fair enough.
All right. So how?
So my two lesbian friends that are married,
Mhm.
although they may not be married in your eyes, but they're married in the eyes of the state,
Mhm.
they can have sex, right?
They can engage in sexual activity. That's for sure.
And they don't break any commandments.
They do break the sixth commandment for sure.
No. You just said that it's not adultery then because they're married.
No,
And
because
actually, they were
no,
in the
because
church.
no, because marriage is defined as in
There we go. Okay, now we're
between a
back
man.
to another
Yep,
definition.
exactly. So
All right.
so again, that's what's funny, right? Is you would say that it would be completely immoral for me to go down the street shooting gays. That would be completely
Yes,
immoral.
I would say that's immoral.
100%.
Yeah.
But
Or shooting black people, or shooting
right,
white people.
right, for no
Any one
reason.
of them would be. Yeah.
Yeah. So murder is
Or
immoral.
shooting truck drivers.
So
Truck drivers are trouble. You know that.
so murder is immoral. We agree on that.
Moral is. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm with you.
What then? If we're going to say murder is immoral, then we're going to talk about sexual activity. Is it immoral? Would it be immoral for me to sexually molest my neighbor's teenage daughter?
Yeah,
Okay.
because she's not an adult. She's not of consenting age.
Oh,
It would be
so consent is the issue.
part of it's consent. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And whether you can give
Let's say
consent
she consents.
or as a child. No, there's a difference in what our fabric of morals in the United States is. You can go to other countries. That consent may be 6 years old. That consent here in the United States is 18, right? So maybe you can go to other countries. I tell you, you can go to other countries and you can probably find young girls if you want, and it wouldn't be immoral because that's the age of consent.
Okay.
With that, but that is the age of consent in that particular country. Okay. Everybody has their own rules.
Oh, okay. Oh, so we're making our own rules. So as long as we're
That's
making our
what we
own
do.
rules, I want to start a country where I can go down the street and shoot gay people. That's more. If I started a country where the government decided, okay, hey, this is the country we're living in. Let's say Texas. Hey, we're seceding. We're all going to Texas, and we say that it's moral. If you find out that somebody's gay, you catch somebody in a gay sexual act, you can shoot them. That's moral.
Mhm.
You would agree with that?
I wouldn't agree with it, but as a U.S. citizen, and you being a citizen of Texas, the country,
Yep.
I would definitely put sanctions on you because of your beliefs.
You would definitely do. Say that again.
I would definitely put sanctions on your country
Oh,
because of your beliefs.
because you have a moral framework. right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And you know
So,
what? You can go with all these extremes you want.
well,
The
no.
U.S. moral framework is not a bad framework. You know that, right?
No, the morality of what the United States has enacted in law, by and large, is moral.
That's
I would
right.
agree with that.
Okay.
All right, but
And you had me watch this thing a while back. It was a 6-part series. I can't remember the name of it, but it was about the women, blacks getting rights, women getting
oh yeah,
rights,
you're
and
talking about amend. Yeah, yeah,
men. Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But you agree with that to a certain extent, but then you stop and you say, no, I don't agree with the rest of it.
yeah. Because I'm working within a certain moral framework. Okay, and so
But what's this moral framework? I don't understand this moral framework.
well,
You put your head into where these people are. You want to get in their bedroom. It doesn't matter what they do in their bedroom.
it
You know,
does.
you
It
your wife
completely
may do
does.
whatever you do.
No,
Me and my wife do what we do.
no,
It doesn't matter.
it does. All of this matters. All right,
No, it doesn't.
it does. All right. Um, are the birth rates in the United States declining or increasing?
Declining.
100%.
In
Why?
fact, we just hit a milestone this week, right? Or
Yeah,
last week or whatever, within the last couple of weeks.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We're like Japan. Japan's been on it for like a decade already with declining birth rate.
Right.
But that's a good thing. China's going
Oh,
to be on it. China's been on it. Well, I shouldn't say China's been on it. China's going that direction also because they opposed.
why is a declining birth rate a positive thing?
Why do we need this many people in the world?
Okay. So
Why
so
do we
let's
keep propagating more people?
so
That we can't feed,
for
that we can't clothe.
Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm
Okay.
not kidding.
So, all right. So the prediction was made in the late 60s, maybe early 70s that we would have a population explosion that we could not sustain. The Since that prediction, the world population has effectively doubled, and has poverty gone up since then? No, it has not.
No, I'm dead. Nope. Thanks to
Have
China, by the way. But anyway, go on.
have we been able to have we produced enough food to feed the world population since then? Yes, we have.
So far,
So far, yes.
I
Okay. So you're putting forth the idea that we need to decrease population because we won't be able to sustain it into the future based
that's not
on
what I put forward.
okay.
I said, why do we want to make human population even greater than it is today? What's in it for human population? You know, it's not always about the quantity; it's about the quality, right? So think about that for a second, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So let me just stop you right there. The quality of life has improved decade by
I didn't say the
decade.
quality of life, right? Quality.
Quality,
It's quality of humankind, right? Altogether.
the quality of humankind, the quality of life, the quality of humankind has increased decade by decade. These
It has.
Yep.
Mhm.
So why
Well, it
not?
hasn't gone backwards. Sure.
What's
Yeah.
that?
It has not gone backwards, that's for sure. But
Right.
you know, why do we need more people? Even as an American, right? Even as a Trumpian, we're like, we don't want any immigrants because we got enough people here, right? Why do we need more people? We must have enough people to do all the jobs that we want done. Everybody's doing well. Why do we want more people? Why would we want to continue the abundance of humankind?
Okay.
Why don't we just go for the quality of humankind?
Well, the quality of humankind is increasing time over time, decade over decade.
It is, yes.
Okay.
I agree.
one area, and you probably know this already, where I, probably depart from most of my conservative folks is bring them in. Let's,
Mhm.
I would love to have a situation on the border where we could get an agreement with Mexico, where we could push our troops into Mexican territory for 40, 50 miles, get the cartels cut out of the immigration situation, and we just start bringing people from South America up here.
Yep.
Okay.
Let's
Now,
skip Mexico and fly them straight up.
yeah. No, I like the
I'm okay with that. Give them
I
an
think
airline
I
ticket,
think I
cheaper
am
all the way
I am
around.
100% confident in the capacity and ability of the United States to take in untold amounts of immigrants and make them
Yep.
prosperous and let them enjoy our country. 100%
Yeah.
down with that. Um,
80 or 90,000 is nothing for like the immigrants.
no
No big deal.
problem. No problem. Let's get them in
Mhm.
here. Let's get them in here. Let's get them legal.
Mhm.
Bam, 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 bam. Let's
Right.
Ellis Island this thing. I
Right.
so and
Wow.
again,
You and I agree. It's unbelievable. You and I
right. No,
agree
yeah,
completely.
we do agree on that point. Because the illegal aspect of it is what we're seeing at the border right now. And I mean that's a point I disagreed with Trump on. Is okay, let's build a wall. Okay, I'm for building a wall, but we're gonna build a wall, and we're gonna start figuring out how to naturalize citizens coming into this country. Whoever wants to come in, we're gonna bring him in till we're full up. We are nowhere near
Yep.
full up. Let's bring him
We're
in.
not going to get a full up. You
No,
know what? They will decide where the full up is because once they get there and there's no opportunity,
right?
then they're full up.
Yep,
Right?
100%. Yep,
I'm yeah.
yeah. So I'm with that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so you know, uh, yeah, that sort of thing. I'm kind of on an island in a lot of ways on that. Um,
Well, yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
yeah. Well, I didn't like what was going on the border uh, in the Trump administration. I thought he could have handled that a lot better. Um, I'm horrified at what's going on the border with Biden. Just
Yeah.
horrified.
They just need to open it up. They need to give everybody shots on the way in. Let's get it over with. Let's just let the
Something.
people
I
go.
mean,
Put
somebody's
their
got
names and numbers.
to.
Find out where they're going.
Somebody's
You know
got.
what? When I was a kid, it's so funny. In December, when I was a kid back in the 70s, we used to have this thing pop up on news or pop up in the commercials. It's like if you're an alien, you have to register before the first of the year. I've never seen that since the 70s. You know what? I don't have a if you're an alien, and I say alien, and I really hate that term, but anyway, if you're an alien, if there's a way for you to register and you just say yes, I'm here, let's move on. I can work. I'm doing my thing. I'm paying my taxes. My kids are in school. All that. Let's just get on with it. I'm
Yeah.
tired of all this crap.
Yeah, well, yeah. The immigration situation is something that again, one of my favorite authors is Jason Riley, and he authored a book called "Let Them Come In," and I agree with that 100%. You know, we need to figure out a way to get in this country that's easier and filters out threats. Okay. This
Not just easier. We should promote immigration.
no,
We should be buying people airline tickets.
okay, all right.
We
Well,
should be
all
we
right.
should be
So
moving their furniture here.
all right. So fine. Uh, okay. So the issue becomes of not of security. We've got to make sure that we're
Okay.
not, we're
Right.
we're because if we bring these folks in and then we don't have some sort of security net where folks come in that want to harm us,
Okay.
we got to be
I
careful about
know.
that. Right.
You conservative evangelicals are so scared of everything. But I'm going to give you the other side, okay?
Mm.
Let's make sure that we get the people in that are going to come in and thrive.
No,
Let's give them the tools to thrive, right?
I'm down.
So if
Right.
I've got somebody in Asia or in Africa
Right.
or even in Europe, I
Yeah,
mean, and they want to come here,
yeah, Uyghurs in
the
China
ticket.
that
Yeah,
wanna, yeah, 100%.
give them a ticket.
I
Give them a sea container so they can move their shit, and let's get them over here. Let's put
so
them in an apartment. Let's get them a
right.
job. Let's
Well,
go.
let's not. No, let's just let them in and let them say, hey, this is America.
Yeah,
Welcome aboard.
bring their car. I don't
We
care.
are
I'm
people of
okay.
rugged individuals. So come on in.
That'll do. You know why people are scared? Is because they're scared of the competition. You know, because people that are hungry, they work really, really, really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yep.
I'm not just saying hungry like food hungry. I'm
Right.
talking about people that are hungry for democracy, hungry for success. They
Yep.
work so hard. And
Yep.
it's going to leave some of us behind, maybe
Yep.
even me, right? But I'm an old guy, so
Yep.
I've only got a little ways to go,
All
right? But
say hi,
hey,
Amelia. Stick your face in there. This is Amelia.
He knows me.
it's been a while.
When are we going to the porch?
Good to see you, Amelia.
There's a porch tonight.
Yeah,
Tell her
I'll
wish
come
her luck on
over.
her
We got a shindig over at one of our friends' houses tonight. Yeah, I'll be over there. Don't worry.
When?
Okay.
'Cause
All right,
Anna
we'll
and I
wrap
are
it
gonna
up.
get him.
Yeah.
We'll wrap it up.
right.
Okay.
Go.
So-
Go.
Did you not hear my question?
We're
No.
coming. We're on our. Okay, we'll wrap it up here. But anyway,
Well, yeah.
I'm even more liberal than you are. I know that you'd like to bring people in. I like that.
Yeah.
People can get here. I think that we should have Americans in other countries recruiting for people to come here
Well, I think
because we do need the best and the brightest, right?
and I think
need
that's
those
happening.
people
I think that's happening in a lot of ways with American businesses. I mean, that's what they want to do. They want to be.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm for that. I think again, if I'm going to take the position that the United States is the freest, most prosperous nation you can be a part of, why wouldn't you want to be here? Why wouldn't you want to be here?
I'm gonna kick back on you, freest, most prosperous, or whatever. I'm gonna tell you, when I worked in Canada, I actually did have a couple of people. I didn't sponsor them or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a couple of people that were looking for jobs in Canada,
Mm-hmm.
and they were able to pull it off. Okay,
Yeah.
they were able to get their job with companies a couple of them with the same company we worked for, because we had an office in Canada and we had an office in China too. So they were able to get a job in the office in Canada. They were able to go through the immigration system.
Mm-hmm.
One of them, she is doing phenomenal. She's a manager.
Awesome.
She does great work. I
Yep.
am so proud of her. Not that I can be proud of her. I'm not like her dad or anything like that, but just to be able to know her,
Yeah.
right? And
Sure.
know how much success she's had being able to bring her husband and her son here. It's just been it's a real blessing to see that.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing that in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing that in Canada. The immigration system in Canada is completely different than the United States. So
Yeah,
hopefully we can adopt something
Yeah.
kind of like the health system in Canada.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about that, but
So that is,
well, yeah, I think I am for Okay, so there's a couple issues here that I've been thinking about a lot lately. Is okay. So what's the solution to certain situations. So we're let's say we just open the doors wide open for the best and brightest and everybody else to come to our country. All right, yeah. I mean that's going to make the United States great, fantastic.
Mhm.
I mean those people are going to succeed, just like that person you're talking about in Canada. The thing that I think sometimes I miss for sure is, when if that person who comes, let's just say from Mexico, who is just a brilliant person, brilliant politician, whatever, and he comes to the United States and he becomes the president. We have the first Mexican president of the United States. What's the trade-off there? What
I'm gonna let you roll with this. We can't have that happen, but what's the trade-off there?
Yeah, what's the trade-off?
I don't think there's a trade-off, because I think when the person comes here and they make that type of commitment, they are American. If you look back at our history and you see about Irish immigrants, you see about Italian immigrants, it's not just like one person make a commitment to the United States. It's a generational commitment to the United States. And I think no matter who comes here, they're going to make that generational commitment. They're not going to run away to their home country, whatever, or their kids aren't going to always think about running away to some other place that's better. So if we really want to be the best place, we need to build that and attract the right people that want to be here and want to be here for generations.
Okay, so here's the trade-off I see. Say there's a Mexican immigrant that comes to the United States, and he becomes the president of the United States. Just brilliant leader, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
The trade-off I see is what would have happened if that individual would have stayed in Mexico and become a leader there. That's the trade-off I see. What's that?
But not a trade-off. We win.
We
right?
we
We
oh
always
yeah
look
oh
for the
yeah we
zero
definitely we definitely
win.
win. We definitely win. But the thing of it is that Mexico loses.
That's right. Well, that's part of the zero-sum game we always play with everybody, right? You look around the world, we're always playing a zero-sum game. What's good for the United States? We don't care about whatever's happening to anybody else.
Well, and it's
what's good.
Okay, and so here's to those who, and this is where I'm torn, because I'm kind of like, okay, let's make this immigration situation a lot easier for folks. Let's let's open up the Ellis Island. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
But here's where I see, hey, let's shut off immigration, because we're doing fine. We don't need people to come in here. We're good, and that person that immigrated from Mexico that would become the president of the United States, what could he do in Mexico? How could he transform Mexico? How could he transform, again, Guatemala, El Salvador, wherever else? So we're siphoning off all of the world's greatest talents, and they're coming to the United States, and it's concentrated here, while the rest of the world suffers without talent, without resources, human-wise, because...
But aren't we kind of already?
What's
we're
that?
Doing that in engineering.
Well,
aren't
yeah.
we doing that already?
Right, we
We're
are,
doing that in
yeah.
engineering, we're doing pharmaceutical, we're doing all those.
So what if we...
But I gotta say, though, that we're closing our doors, and other countries are siphoning off those people now.
Okay. All right. So right.
A lot of
So
people
that
understand
it's a complicated issue, isn't it?
It is very complicated.
Right. Because if we said, okay, look, nations of the world, we are shutting off immigration. Period. I mean, legal, illegal. We are shutting it off.
Coming here.
You don't come to the United States anymore. We're shutting it off because what we see happening is we're siphoning off all of your talent. We're siphoning off the best people from your country, and they're coming here. We don't need them to come here. We're already great. We want you to be great. So we're gonna stop bringing your best people to our country and let those best people make your country great.
Yeah.
Okay.
First of all, I get your concept.
All right.
The first of all is America would never do that because we just want to always be
No,
the
I
best.
know that. Well,
people. Let's say that happens. Okay, I get you.
Okay.
Let's say that happens. All right. But let's say the other countries need to keep their people at home. You know, the Israels need to keep their software people at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, India needs to keep their drug people at home.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then how's America gonna be there in the world stage? You know, I mean, we're running a weird thing. I'll give you an example right now. Like India's going through this whole thing with COVID right now. Right?
Yep.
They're losing thousands and thousands of people, right? Hundreds of thousands of people getting infected. They're having whatever wave they're having, 2, 3, 5, I don't know what it is.
Right.
But they're having a horrible wave.
Mm-hmm.
It's really bad, right? But India makes almost all of the ingredients for our drugs in the United States.
Yep.
What if we lose that? What if the United States loses that because we didn't take care of another country that had the people in the right place, right?
Sure.
You know, it's a global place. It's not just about the U.S. anymore.
Right.
The United States get beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like semiconductors. They're building F-350s and 250s down here in Louisville,
mm-hmm.
and they're driving them to a parking lot. They're pulling the ECMs out of them, the electronic control modules.
Yep.
They're going back to the factory. They're putting that ECM in another machine, and they're driving it to a parking lot because they don't have enough chips.
Yep.
They're still making trucks. They're making tons of trucks,
mm-hmm.
but they don't have enough chips to actually deliver the trucks, right?
Right.
All those ECMs, all those chips are coming from Taiwan or China, depending on which chip it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is a global environment. You know what? If those ECMs don't come in for a year, we're going to have a whole bunch of 2020 trucks that are sitting in a parking lot that can't drive. They can't.
Right.
How are we going to sell those? You
Right.
know, to the public? This is a global marketplace that we've developed, and we've developed it because remember back. Well, you don't remember, but back in the 70s and 80s, everybody said, buy USA, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Carter was president and everything. I mean, I was a kid back then, a teenager or whatever. And I still remember those. And I didn't take any notice of it. And that's whenever the liter bottles came out, the 2-liter
mm-hmm.
bottles. Everybody's like, we don't care about, it's 32.8 ounces or whatever. Whatever it is, it's a liter. It's funny,
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? We lost a lot 50 years ago. We
Mm-hmm.
really made a huge change in what America was. Because back then, well, like my mom, she used to sew at a factory
Mm-hmm.
that made Oshkosh B'gosh bibbed overalls
Right.
for a little toddler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was 30 years ago, right?
Right.
But there's nobody making those in the U.S. anymore.
Right.
There's no sock machines in the U.S. anymore.
Yeah.
All those machines were moved overseas 30 years ago, and now those machines are gone, and they've replaced them with another generation machine.
Mm-hmm.
There is we don't even have the technology to bring that machine back to the U.S. so we can buy U.S.
Mm-hmm.
It's a global environment. We need to get used to it. We need to play it that way.
Right.
There's no closing borders.
Right.
Get over
well,
it,
yeah.
you
So all that to say that the immigration issue, everybody wanting to come to the United States,
Sure.
is
All the smart people come here. They can design everything, do all the calculations.
Well, but
The rest of the
but
things.
but at the same time, I think it's worth considering the notion that everybody coming here to do what the global economy does, that I think that's got a shelf life, a very short shelf life.
Yes. Yep.
So the notion of everybody flooding the southern border, whatever, people trying to come to the United States, hey, folks, that's not the move. If you want,
Nope.
right, if you want,
I get you
if you
completely already. I got
right,
you.
if you want freedom and prosperity, okay, we can do this thing. We can lead the way on it. Maybe the United States, whatever, we can lead the way on it. But you're right. I mean, the economy is becoming so global that walking across miles and miles of desert and paying off cartel coyotes to come across the southern border, that's an ill-advised move. It's an ill-advised
Right.
mum
Years from now, it won't even matter.
Right.
Years from now, it won't matter.
Right. Yeah, and do I think there are dangers to globalization economically? Yes, I do. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's we've got to really start to try to analyze and assess the risks and dangers of a global economy. But at the same time, I think you're right. It's an unstoppable force at this point. So
Yeah.
so people who are, maybe not now, but in 20, 30 years from now, who are trying to get into the United States might be going, oh, that was a really stupid thing that I did. Um,
Yeah.
well,
Exactly.
and then on top of that, I'm
I'll
not.
give you an example. Some of my relatives, right?
Yeah,
You know, okay. My ex-wife is from Mexico, right?
sure.
There's no, there is nobody in her family that wants to come to the United States.
Yeah,
They could come here any day they want.
right.
They can come here on vacation. They can do anything they want. They have visas. Do they want to come here to work? Hell no. Why would they?
Yep.
Because they have businesses, because they do their own thing,
Right.
because they have a great lifestyle. Most
Yeah.
people in the United States don't believe that. They don't. They just believe that we live this lifestyle and everybody else lives this third world lifestyle. No,
No, it's
that
not
is not
true.
the case. Way
No.
with Taiwan and China. My wife is from Taiwan.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you, I'm the pauper of the family. You know, the rest of
Yeah. Well, especially in
the rest of
Taiwan.
the family are all millionaires. I don't know why, but
Right.
I'm the
Well,
pauper
and
of the
that's
family.
yeah, and
Right?
that's the thing I like about that. I mean, me personally, hey, everybody come to America because we're the best and we're just going to just bring everybody
Yeah.
to. No. I want Mexico to be a great nation, to be a prosperous nation.
Right.
I want Taiwan.
Exactly.
That's my hope. I want everybody to have prosperity and freedom.
So this is the weird thing. I've got a niece and a nephew
Mm-hmm.
that are here in the United States that came from Taiwan, right?
Okay.
The niece, you know what she does? She's an astrophysicist.
Whoa. Rocket scientist.
Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
She's a rocket scientist. Okay?
Yeah.
The nephew, he is a electromechanical engineering, but he's got a PhD, but he works for Lyft. So he's writing the software for Lyft right now or whatever. So, I mean,
Nice.
it's like, this is not, these are people that come from the other country.
Mm.
They didn't sneak in under the border or anything like that.
Yeah.
They came in because they had skills.
100%.
They went to school here in the United States to get either their master's or PhD. Actually,
Right.
both of them had masters when they got here.
Okay.
They both got their PhDs when they came to the United States,
Yep.
and now they're working in the United States, right? And the one nephew, his wife, she's only a doctor. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like,
No. Well, that's the
world
thing
is.
is, I mean,
Get over it,
well,
you know?
yeah, and so it's, I mean, in one sense, I'm proud. I'm proud of the United States. I love my
Well, I am
country.
too.
And
Mhm.
because in one sense, I think we have shown the world, hey, if you go out there and get after it, you can make it.
Mhm.
No
That's
no
right.
matter no matter what your
I
circumstance
agree
is.
100%.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I mean, I am for freedom and prosperity.
I
Um
am too.
I want Mexico to be free and prosperous. You know, so people in
But I
Mexico.
want them to trade with us.
So again,
Trade with us on
more
everything.
that and I think that's the solution to the quote immigration crisis is pe- like why do I want to go to America? I'm perfectly
Exactly.
free and prosperous where I am.
Well, that's why I brought it up, because my nephews and nieces in Mexico
Yeah,
from my previous marriage,
sure,
they don't want to come here.
good. That's
They're
what we want.
prosperous down there. They have a great lifestyle. Why would
That's
they want to come here?
that's
That's
yeah,
crazy.
that's what we want. And
Yeah.
so that's the hope. But yet we've got this flood of whatever whoever's administration it is, we get this flood of why do people want to come here? Okay, because so we're very prosperous and free. Um, you know,
But you know what? We have poor people here, and then we bring in people that are even poorer,
right?
right? And we use them. I'm going to use that word. We use them to do those tasks that we don't want even our poor people to do, because even our poor people aren't living that bad. I
Yeah,
mean, I can't imagine. So I don't live a bad lifestyle, but I know that some people do.
yeah,
And I know people are living from hand to mouth. People are living in their cars. People are living in their, whatever.
right,
And I get that, right? But we're
right,
still in America. But there's people coming here that have worse lives than that, and they will do anything to climb out of that.
right,
And
right.
that's what we're getting.
See,
That's the kind of
that's
thing we're getting from the southern border. It's not like we're getting engineers and doctors from the southern border. No, we're getting people that are coming here to climb out of whatever life they had,
yeah,
make sure that they've got a safe life too. There's a lot of things going on with that.
yeah,
Make sure they got a safe life and a place for their children to prosper. I get that,
yeah,
and I think that's where we in the borders.
yeah. Well, um, and that's again a place where I would say Americans on the whole perhaps have fallen down. Uh,
Mhm.
I do. Um, yeah, this is hard for me to say. I struggle with admiring American work ethic, where
Yep.
people where you've got, I mean, children, people who will walk across vast swaths of territory to be exploited by a cartel to get into this place so they can pick fruit at
So
minimum
they can be
wage.
exploited by an employer too.
100%. And then we've got, you know, lazy pieces of shit like me who complain because I don't have the right.
Come on.
I mean, I'm serious.
Right.
We just,
You
you know,
get
we
right
we
strapped
we
in.
we are so spoiled in this country because we have been so prosperous for so long that we don't have any concept of what it's like to struggle to survive.
Right.
We have no concept of that. I mean,
But our parents
our
and our grandparents definitely did,
100%.
right?
Yep.
I remember you. I'm sure you remember the stories that our grandfather and grandmother told about.
Yep.
Some people don't know we're cousins, but anyway, our grandmother and grandfather. I used to hang on the edge of those stories
Yeah.
of how they grew up on the farm, how my grandfather rode a horse to school when he was 10 years old, where his dad bought him a car so he could drive his mom to school.
Yep.
So all those stories and how how they all wove together. Oh my gosh, it's giving me chills right now.
I know.
Just thinking about it.
Yeah. Well,
but,
and
we have all those,
yeah.
but today's society, we need to kick it up a notch, right?
Yeah.
Because we got competition.
Yeah.
And those people want to come here and be our competition, and we should let them in.
Yep.
So our whole society moves up a notch too.
No, I don't disagree with that. I'm a very much let them in person. I want immigration to be open more, but at the same time, I worry that if we do that, I mean, so think about again, not just the person that would be the president of Mexico, whatever. Think about the person that is so determined to come to the United States that they will walk miles of desert, be exploited, and maybe if they're a girl, maybe even raped, to get here. What kind of grit does that take? So take that,
and then they'll go to school, and you know what? They'll go to school at night for years to try to take the job that my astrophysicist niece has got right now.
Exactly.
Right?
And so
they work so hard.
Think about that person multiplied by many multiples.
Yeah.
And what kind of change could that kind of person with that kind of grit, what kind of difference could they make in their home country? That's what
what kind of difference could they make in our country?
They could make.
We always talk about America being superior. So what kind of difference could that make in our country?
No, it can make a huge difference. No question about it. I mean, immigrants on the whole in my opinion, are a way net positive.
Yep.
Very much so. All right.
Mm-hmm.
But again, take those kind of people with that kind of grit coming from Guatemala. What if they put that energy and effort into changing their own country?
Exactly. But you know what? If you're an astrophysicist in Guatemala,
I know
it's probably not the same as here
I
in the United
know.
States.
It's hard. It's hard.
No, I get that. That's why we need to promote the whole global thing.
Well, right? So I don't know that we need to. All right. So maybe I don't know. I'm very much a nationalist. I like the idea of nationalism. Well,
I'm shaking my head. Sorry.
All right, so maybe we can talk about that on another day, but that kind of person that's coming from Guatemala, I just feel like I feel like the United States is siphoning off the world's talent, and it's all being concentrated here, and if we are. And if we want the world to be a better place, we need those talented people to stay where they came from.
But then we need to work with those talented people.
Okay, I agree with that. Okay, yeah, all right, I get it. I get that. Right, and that's a very complicated foreign policy issue. But I think
business policy issue.
Right.
Because foreign policy is one thing, business policy is another thing.
No, I get that. I
think business policy is way ahead of foreign policy.
And that's the thing for that individual that is that determined and that talented to do whatever it takes to be successful. Traverse miles of desert, be exploited by cartels. They are that determined. That person is saying, I'm not waiting around. I'm not going to stick around here and waste my talents in this country when I could go somewhere else and be way more prosperous. Right. That's a hard thing. That's a hard thing. Yeah, so it's complicated.
We got to call it before you get in trouble.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I got to go. Man, this is good. All right,
This is good.
Yeah, we're
in the place. But anyway, we got to call it before it gets too late.
Yeah, I know.
9:45.
Yeah, the stream went well, except I think I had you muted for about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's
because
okay.
I'm an idiot.
Just the good parts, right?
I had you muted when I was musing on morality. So
okay.
So anyway,
Fine.
Yeah.
All right. I
Yeah.
gotta take a break.
All right.
You gotta go.
Yep.
Let's call it.
All right.
It was good tonight. Do it again.
Absolutely. All right. Take care, bro. Love you.